Okay, welcome to Ms. Pang's video tutorials. This is video tutorial 1.1, reading the treble and bass clef for beginner theory students. First of all, we're going to learn how to draw the treble clef. So here we have stave lines where they have 5 lines. The 5 lines are called a stave or staff. Either of them are fine, and they always have 5 lines. Now, to draw a treble clef, you first need to draw a spiral around the bottom 3 lines, like that. So I start from the middle, go around clockwise all the way to the 3rd line. Once that is done, I go around there, hook up over the 5 lines, and I need to intersect. This is very important. You need to intersect on the 2nd top line. Then you hook it around like that, and that's how you draw the treble clef. Now, to do the bass clef, it's a lot simpler. You start from the 2nd line. You start with a little dot, and then you spiral and hook that dot around like that, so it kind of looks like an ear. Then you put 2 dots on the top 2 spaces, not the lines, the spaces. So you have the 2nd line in between those 2 dots. So here we have the treble clef and the bass clef. Okay, so how do you read the treble and the bass now that you know how to draw the clefs? Now, the note that you need to know very well, just do another stave again. Notes you need to know. The first note you need to know is this note right here. This note is called middle C. It looks like this in treble clef, just below the 5 lines, but in bass clef it is above the 5 lines. Middle C. These 2 notes are exactly the same pitch-wise. And it's the note that joins the treble and the bass clef together. Now, if I were to draw the notes in ascending order, starting from C, you will know that there's a pattern that goes line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, etc., etc. I can go very high. Okay, once I start on C, it goes up in alphabetical order all the way to G. Once I reach G, I start again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if I went in descending order for the bass clef, like this, line, space, etc., etc., etc. So this is a C. I'm going backwards in the alphabet because the pitch is going down. So this is a B, A. Once I reach A, I start at G again. G, F, E. So I'm just going backwards in the alphabet. C, B, A, G, F, and it keeps going. Now this is kind of hard to remember, to identify notes straight away. So to make it easier, we identify, little C is pretty easy. So there's C, there's D, and there's B. Now we also have notes that fall on the lines and the spaces. So the spaces in treble clef, you will notice they spell F-A-C-E, face. Face in the space. Always this way, okay? And in the spaces for the bass clef, A, C, E, and G, it's all cows eat grass. Again, it's ascending order. Okay, all cows eat grass. So these are what you can memorize for space. What about the notes on the lines? So this is for space. Now for lines. So I'll do another lot. Alright, so the lines. You'll know that the notes with the lines through them are E, G, B, D, F. So we say every good boy deserves fruit. Okay, E, G, B, D, F. Again, we're going ascending order. Make sure you do ascending order. I've seen students count notes this way: every good boy deserves fruit. That is wrong. Incorrect. You must go from the bottom to the top. Alright. Same with bass clef. We have a different saying. We say good burritos don't fall apart. G, B, D, F, A. Okay, again, it's ascending order. So, to summarize, the treble clef for space uses face. The lines for treble clef, every good boy deserves fruit. Don't forget about C and D. People tend to forget about them. For the bass clef, all cows eat grass. And for the lines, good burritos don't fall apart. So, you have to memorize these 4 sayings in order to know how to read a lot quicker and pass your test, okay? So this is the basics of learning how to read music. So remember, treble clef uses people, every good boy, face, and the bass clef uses food. Cows eat grass, we eat cows, they're food as well. Good burritos don't fall apart. Okay? That is all for reading. Thank you. Now don't forget to watch 1.2 Accidentals. That's the next video. Bye bye. Hey, now welcome to the second video for beginner theory, 1.2 Accidentals. So just to summarize the last video, you would have learned how to read the treble and the bass clef. So middle C, the D, the B. Alright, so the spaces, notes in space, spell the word face in the treble clef. In the lines, every good boy deserves fruit. Okay? So, in the bass clef, all cows eat grass. Cows need lots of space, so they're in the space. All cows eat grass. And then the lines, still food. Oops, that one looks like it's a space. I might just fix that one up. Try again. Good burritos don't fall apart. Okay, so that's what you should have learned last video. If you haven't memorized this, I would advise you to just watch it and just remind yourself how to read these notes again. What I haven't mentioned is if you want to go higher along, this is just after A, so A is here, so that's B. If you want to go higher, you've got to keep drawing what we call ledger lines. So line, space, now I go from this line to the next line, then I go to the next space, etc., etc., etc. So these are called ledger lines. You can do it above and below the state. They just keep going up in alphabetical order. Okay? Alright, accidentals time. So we have many different kinds of accidentals. The first one you're going to learn is the sharp. So that's what the sharp looks like. So what the sharp does to the pitch of the note is the sharp raises the pitch 1 semitone. Okay, so the keyword raises pitch 1 semitone. Okay, so we measure our pitch degrees in semitones. Then you have the flat, which looks like a diagonal wonky B. The hashtag, and then you got the me, which is flat. So we've got the sharp and we've got the flat. Now the flat does the opposite. It lowers the pitch 1 semitone. Okay, then you've got the double sharp, which just looks like an X. In music they kind of have little knobs on them, but I'm happy for you guys to just draw an X. Double sharp. What this does is, you've guessed it, raises it 2 semitones. Raises the pitch 2 semitones. Now when you put 2 semitones together, it makes 1 tone, or 1 tone. Okay, so either of these answers are fine. Raises the pitch 2 semitones or 1 tone. Then you've got the double flat. There's no special symbol for it, it's just 2 flats. Double flat, which lowers the pitch 2 semitones or 1 tone. So you must memorize the definitions for these accidentals. Okay, so what are these little semitones? We've learnt the notes, what you've written so far. The notes that you've written here without accidentals are what we call natural notes. So all these notes here are natural. Sometimes in music there will always be a note that has to be sharp all the time, but there will be exceptions where you want to turn it back into a natural. So the last accidental is of course the natural sign, which kind of looks like a lightning bolt. So you draw like an L, a wonky L, then a wonky 7. Okay, so this is called the natural. So what this does, it leaves the pitch unaltered. So if you don't want that note to be sharpened or flattened or changed in any way, you put a natural sign in front of it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Questions. Write the note A flat in treble. Okay, so I'll just write a few questions down. So here's a treble clef, and I'll do a bass clef too. Alright, question number 1. A flat in treble. So the first thing you need to do is write the note A. So how do we find A? Go look at the spaces. F, A, C, E. Every good boy deserves fruit doesn't have an A in it. Face does. Okay, so you go F, A. There is A. I've done my A. Now I need to write my accidental. The question is asking for a flat. So to write the accidental down, you always have to put the accidental on the left hand side of the note. And you'll notice the flat, the space of the flat is actually on the A space. So you've got to make sure that you just don't write it like this. Okay, you're going to lose a couple of marks for that. You need to make sure that the flat sign is at the same line or space as the note you intend to write. Okay, so A flat. There's question 1. Alright, question 2. Let's do D double sharp in bass. Okay, so how do we figure out where D is? It's either all cows eat grass. Nope, there's no D. Good burritos don't. So I'm using lines. Good burritos don't. Good burritos don't. There's D. So what's the symbol for double sharp? The symbol for double sharp is the X. Again, you have to put on the left hand side and the intersections on the same line as the note D. Okay, so that's question 2. D double sharp in the bass. Alright, question 3. Let's do B natural in treble. Okay, so you know that this is a middle C. So you can go, oh, B would just be 1 note below. You are correct, because we're going in descending order in the alphabet. Oops. Draw that again. So here's a B. This is all. You can also use every good boy. There's B there as well. So I'll accept either of these answers. So you need to do the natural sign on the left hand side of that note and make sure it's on the same line or space as your note. Okay, so I'll just rub off one of them so I don't confuse you guys. But the bottom note is also an answer. Alright, so there's B natural in treble. Let's do F double flat in bass. Okay, here's question 4. How do we find F? All spaces, all cows eat grass? Nope. Okay, lines. Good burritos don't fall. There's F. So double flat, you just do 2 flat signs. So there's question 4, F double flat in bass. Alright, let's do one more. I'll do E sharp in treble. So you go to treble clef. There are 2 answers for this that you could do. You could do every. Good boy does this root. There's every. There's E. Draw the sharp sign. See the hashtag spaces on the same line as E. Or you can use face. F-A-C-E. There's another E. Okay, so there's E sharp. So hopefully you know about accidentals now. So just to summarize, the sharp looks like a hashtag, raises the pitch 1 semitone. The flat lowers the pitch 1 semitone. The double sharp looks like an X, raises the pitch 2 semitones or 1 tone, because 2 semitones equals 1 tone. A double flat, there's just 2 flat signs, lowers the pitch 2 semitones or 1 tone. The natural sign leaves the pitch unaltered. Always do the accidental on the left hand side of the note. If you did it on the right hand side, you will lose points. Okay, that is all. Thanks for watching accidentals. The next video will be about note values. Thank you.